What up, QC crew? King Day is in the mother building.
Run it up for sure. That bitch gon' not know amateur. Run that shit, we at all the show. Say that shit for your camera.
Warning. Everything said in this video and on this platform is strictly my opinion and all alleged. Here, we speak about hot topics on YouTube and other social media platforms for entertainment and conversational purposes only. Viewer discretion is advised.
What it do? It is your homie King Day here in King's Corner, and I am back with another reaction video for you. Y'all, what the hell is going on in these TikTok streets? I come here on YouTube to ask you today, what is going on the TikTok streets? What is in TikTok's air? Because now everybody's beefing. First it was Big Fabo and Peach. And now we got Nasfromthegram, and Mr. Crying So Bad going at it. What's tea? I don't know. See, I wasn't able to fully do my research like I did with Peach and Fabo to get the breakdown. So we gonna dissect this thing together. We gonna figure it out together. I got a gif of what's going on a couple days ago. Crying So Bad stitched one of Nasfromthegram's video where Nas was pretty much saying, hang the podcast up. Don't nobody want to see no more podcast content. We over that. And Crying So Bad, came with a little response, and it was pretty, direct. All of a sudden, I see Nas on Instagram twerking with Crying So Bad back as the backdrop. And then I see Crying So Bad talking about Nas' mama was on TikTok crying because Nas ain't a masculine man and she won't. Baby, they were going back and forth, blow for blow, shot for shot. So look, we are going to start with Nas' video because I believe his video is what started it all. And we're going to break this thing down together, all right? So I ain't going to hold you. I never do. If you fuck with me like I fuck with you, you know what to do. Hit that subscribe button, like, comment, share. We're going to get straight into this video. Let's get it. This is Nas, baby. Let go.
And let's go ahead and take the podcast equipment away. Please, baby, everybody got a podcast now. It ain't gonna be none left. Let it go, baby. It's all right. Thank you. And let's go ahead and
all
take
right,
the podcast.
So y'all know Nas do these quick little videos. They're like, and say something funny and then dip. So that was like a little 13-second clip. So Mr. Crying So Bad had a response. Let's see what it do.
And let's go ahead and take the podcast equipment away.
Why, Nas? I think it just gives other people something to watch in the meantime. So they won't be bugging you. You know, a lot of people wait for you to go home and put on your heels and your nails and your wigs and make your content and
Slick
stuff.
shade.
And they won't be bugging you. They'll be having something else to watch in the meantime. You know, we love us some Nas on the ground, baby. And we love when you get dressed and you make your church skits and stuff. But in the meantime, let's get them something to watch. Let's be happy for the podcast because let's whine about it. We love to whine about it, girl. And we love Nas on the ground. What's the?
And let's go ahead and take the podcast equipment away.
A little slick shade there, okay? A shade meter on a scale of 1 to 10, I would say Crying So Bad was giving us a little 6.5 on the shade meter, a little 6.5. Only because he came back at the end and was like, they love Nasfromthegram and they love to whine about it. You know what I'm saying? So at the end, he intertwined them. Like, everybody love us. They love you and they love me, whatever. But I do feel Crying So Bad's point. You know what I'm saying? He has just started to promote his podcast. Crying So Bad been putting up his clips and tagging his Whine About It page and posting his YouTube clips and the links and everything. And he's been promoting, trying to get people to go on over there on YouTube to watch the full podcast. All of a sudden, Nas is like, let's hang the podcast up. It's just like an ironic thing. As soon as Crying So Bad starts to promote his podcast, Nas has an issue with podcasters. With people who do podcasts. Nas has a little issue with that, and he's saying, let's hang that up. It's drying out. It's getting boring. So let's move on. All right. So from there, we get to this.
Everybody everybody is just messy.
Of course.
Okay, so I made a video where I was like, y'all need to take the podcast equipment away because everybody got podcasts. And I guess Crying So Bad felt some type of way. I was not talking about Crying So Bad. I've been scrolling on my For You page all week, and I done seen like 6 people make a podcast. I go and check out their little podcast or whatever. They ain't talking about nothing. They talked about what everybody else done talked about. Crying So Bad's podcast, let's whine about it. It is great. It is entertaining. I was basically talking about the people that go out and get mics and they just be talking. There's no point behind it. It's not entertaining. You just talking about a bunch of nothing. I messaged Crying So Bad, let him know I was not talking about you. I done shared your podcast. I love your podcast. It is entertaining. It is great. But y'all are in the comments reading me, talking about me McDonald's skits, my wigs. I'm not funny. All I do is yell. Oh my God, girl. I wasn't even talking about him. Jesus Christ. Everybody's just messy. What's in the water? What's going on?
Okay. So I can understand this. Damn. Okay. Nas came publicly and said that he was not talking about Crying So Bad. He also privately messaged Crying So Bad and told Crying So Bad that he was not talking about him. Now, when your feelings and your emotions are already there and you already feel like you're under attack, somebody's attacking you, and then they come back and say, I'm not attacking you. Once you already set your mind to, I'm being attacked, it's kind of hard to detach that. And it was slick shade. You know, it was slick shade to say hang the podcast up. At the same time, Crying So Bad is starting to get noticed for his podcast. His podcast is doing numbers. His podcast is fresh and new. And that's like the only thing he's focused on right now is the podcast. So it probably would be a little hard to believe that Nas was not talking about him. But hey, if the man comes publicly and say, I was not talking about you, and also comes in your DMs and tell you I was not talking about you, I would say, okay, whatever. It is what it is. Let that be. Let's just move on. I still in my heart feel like you talking about me, but I'ma just let it go. I think Nas cleared the air there. You know, unpopular opinion. Let's correlate this with Peach and Fabo. Peach came numerous times and said, I am not talking about that girl. I do not have beef with that girl or her mama. My beef is with the designer company. However, it was just the way that Peach was saying what she was saying that had Fabo in her feelings. Now here, Nas is saying, I am not talking about Crying So Bad at all whatsoever. Nothing that I'm talking about has anything to do with Crying So Bad. Crying So Bad has a great podcast. Whoop-de-doo-de-doo-de-doo-de-doo. But Crying So Bad is like, damage is already done. You came on here and made a general statement about podcasts, and I happen to be doing a podcast, and it happened to be doing numbers. So I don't know if I want to let this go just yet. Y'all, let me say this too. In between all this back and forth, I haven't been able to watch each video, but I did notice that some of Nas' videos are removed off of TikTok. Now, I don't know if they had violations and TikTok made Nas remove them, or if Nas wanted to be a bigger person and remove them, or if Nas is tired of going back and forth and remove them. I don't know, but there was some TikToks in between that are no longer there on Nas' TikTok account. I will say this though, Nas did go live a couple of times, throwing shade, talking mess, and if you type it in on TikTok, you can probably find a live or two. But let's move on with the story. Let's see. Crying So Bad has something else to say after this.
Hold up. Wait a minute.
Okay.
I didn't feel no type of way. Well, then again, yeah, you still I'm grown, so I'm gonna stand on that. And yeah, I did feel some type of way.
So you started to lie. So you came on here and started to lie the same way that Crying So Bad feels like Nas is lying about throwing shade. He came on here to say he didn't feel no type of way, but he knew that was a lie. But he cleared it up. I feel like he could have just remade that part, like just took that part out and started over. But hey, he left it in. It is what it is. So he was gonna lie, but then he thought about that thing and was like, okay, let's not lie. You felt some type of way. Let's move on.
Tell you why I felt some type of way, Nas.
What happened?
Because you was live on TikTok, and you was like, Otis, I see you everywhere. I see you viral. I see you viral everywhere. And I just felt like you just went a mile away from just trying to give me my flowers. And then what was so crazy, right after you got off a live for telling Otis how you see that he was viral everywhere from my podcast, that's when you decided to make the video and say, just take the podcast equipment away. That's the only reason why I felt like that it was shade towards my podcast. Yes, I was watching your live, and I seen when you was like, you know, you was giving him his flowers and, you know, for being viral, but he's, no lie, he's viral from my podcast, and coming on the podcast doing the interview. So that's the only reason why I felt like it was shade towards my podcast and what I was doing. Nobody's trying to play victim, y'all. For the ones that's in the comments that's saying somebody trying to play victim, I'm not going to speak on nothing that I don't know nothing about. If I feel a type of way, you fuck right, I'm going to speak up about it. And I don't give a fuck who like it. If I feel like something is thrown towards me, baby, I am going to say something. It's not no such thing as retaliate. We grown. And at this point, we're having a conversation.
Everybody got podcasts. And I guess Crying So Bad felt...
Okay. So, according to that, Nas was on a live with Otis, someone he just recently did a podcast with. He gave Otis his flowers, didn't give Crying So Bad his flowers. Right after that live happened, that's when Nas come and says, shut the podcast down. So he felt like it was shade. Crying So Bad felt like it was shade towards him because Nas did not say in that live, Otis, you going up, you doing big things, and I seen you were on the Crying So Bad podcast, and y'all going viral. That podcast is really good. Your episode especially was really good. He skipped all over Crying So Bad. He didn't say none of that. And he just gave Otis his flowers and then got off of the live and said, y'all need to stop doing podcasts. Okay. Okay. I can definitely understand it a tad bit more. Like I got a little bit more of an understanding at why Crying So Bad felt like Nasfromthegram was firing at him. Okay, moving on.
Me personally, me and Crying So Bad being mutuals, why would I follow you? You follow me. I've supported you. You support. Like, why would I be? What is the point?
And see, that's my whole point right there, Nas.
What?
Me and you are mutuals. We share each other's stuff. We like each other's stuff all the time. So you see, I post podcast clips. If you can go on my page, I haven't been making no content lately. Just podcast clips, and they all been doing numbers. So for you to be my mutual, and I feel like that was just weird for you to even get on here and to say something about a podcast clip when that's the only thing that I've been posting. So you're right. That is shady. You should have been direct when you said, take the podcast equipment away. You should have said, take all the podcast equipment away except Crying So Bad. Because that'll be just like me getting on here and saying, take all the men with the wigs and the women clothes and stuff and the skits and all that. Just take it away at this point. You would have immediately felt like a hit. You would have immediately felt hit. That would have immediately felt like shade to you. Now, but if I had said, take all the men in the wigs and shit and skits away except Nasfromthegram, you would have slept better. You would have felt better. I guarantee you that.
Yep.
So now, look at it from my perspective. You got yours out on live. So now I'm just going to make this my last and final video. See, what y'all girls' problem is, y'all don't like for people to come at y'all direct. I wouldn't dare do no subliminals back and forth. And stuff like that. Because, see, I'm your mutual. I wouldn't do you like that. Something that I know for a fact would offend Nas, I wouldn't motherfucking post it. Good day. It's not even the simple fact that I interviewed Otis. I interviewed your best friend, too. You and Jen's friends. Ain't that your friend? Ain't that your friend? So I guarantee you seen your friend on a podcast. And your friend have hella numbers. Y'all have hella numbers. So you seen your friend interview. So you knew that I would feel some type of way. So don't play victim now. Just own up to your shit. Yes, it was shade. See, at this point, I was willing to let it go, but don't play in my face. Do not play in my face, because I wouldn't play with you like that. And when a bitch play in my face, that really, really pissed me off.
I feel that. And now this really got me thinking, like, I wonder if Nas probably feels some type of way himself. Like, okay, I see Otis on there. Miss Renee is allegedly, I guess they're still friends, is Nas' friend. And Nas is probably like, well, damn, bitch, ain't nobody asked me to be on no podcast. Ain't nobody reach out to me and say, hey, Nas, come sit down, which the time probably just hasn't come yet. Nas probably was on the lineup. Crying So Bad probably would have had Nas on there. I think Nas would be a good person to co-host, that podcast episode. So what y'all think? Do y'all think that Nas possibly feels some type of way because the time has not come yet and he didn't get asked to be put on Let's Whine About It podcast? Because the podcast is doing pretty good to be a new podcast. It really got me thinking. It's like, is Nas seeing all these different people come on this podcast and sitting back like, well, dang, we mutuals. We support each other. We been cordial. We been cool. Why he ain't asked me to be on his podcast? I'm going to throw a little shade. Do y'all think that's what it is? Or do y'all think Nas is genuine in what he's saying. Like that his TikTok had nothing to do with Let's Whine About It. It was just general. And of course, Let's Whine About It falls in the category of podcasts. But I mean, it's a general, TikTok. He didn't say like, let's stop doing podcasts with gay hosts, where it narrows it down a little bit. Like he could have been talking about B. Simone coming back with her podcast or something. We don't know who he's talking about. But it's possible that he could have been aiming and trying to target Crying So Bad. This too much. For what? And I feel Crying So Bad when he says he doesn't even come on TikTok and say stuff to make his mutuals feel like he's talking about them. Like he don't say nothing about the men that put on the wigs, the dresses, the muumuus, that do church skits, that do skits at all. He does not come on his platform and make funny jokes or tries to belittle that type of content because he knows that it will or may offend people that he's cool with, like Nas. Now, one thing we can't do, though, we cannot expect people to do or say the same things we would, especially when it comes down to something going viral, something making you money, something putting food on your plate. I do understand Crying So Bad when he say that, though. Like, I wouldn't dare come on here and say something that can potentially get one of my mutuals in their feelings. It's just like a respect thing. And I guess the timing is really bad for Nas. All right, let's see what else we got going on. Okay. So this is when things start to get a little messy. I seen this on Instagram last night. And I said, I'm going to hold off on making a video. I seen this. It's just like a very short clip of this. I said, I'm going to hold off on making a video because I want to see what the responses are. I don't want to keep coming at y'all piece. I like to kind of come when the story is complete for the most part. So this is Nas dancing and the song is saying, get your big back up. And the only reason why I'm telling you guys what the song is saying, just in case it's copyright and it's muted. So Nas is shaking that thing to this song and the song is saying, get your big back up. Let's see what Crying So Bad had to say about it.
Your big back up. Get your big back up.
Girl, that same ass you shaking couldn't even keep your best friend man.
Ooh.
You went through all that heat and hot water for to steal your best friend man. You didn't even end up with him, bitch.
Hold on.
Get your big back up.
Hey.
Get your big back up.
Hey.
Get your big back up. Your big.
Petty. Y'all all know the story. Nas and HB King going at it over Geo. Geo is a transgender man. Geo was in a relationship with Ace. Nas from the ground was sneaking and geeking with Geo. Geo and Ace breaks up and Geo immediately gets with Nas. They break up and make up and break up and make up. Lord, and they still ain't together. Now that's messy. Now that is messy. But that was a good comeback though. Nas sitting here twerking that thing and then got this man whole back piece out in the background. Yeah, you can't expect nothing but a little bit of disrespectful comeback after you make a TikTok like this. Let's move on, y'all.
And that bitch ain't my motherfucking friend. Why y'all keep saying that? I was wondering why y'all was saying that, because y'all was like, we was friends and stuff like that. Me and that girl were never friends. Y'all know something that I don't?
So I guess everybody's making their videos and they saying that Nas and Crying So Bad was friends and now they not friends no more. But yeah, I don't recall them ever being friends. I wouldn't put them as friends in a category. I never knew of them to beef or have an issue with each other, but I wouldn't consider them friends. I never really seen them do friend stuff, even on TikTok. And so from there, it looks like the situation just continued to get messy. And they kind of go back and forth, whether that's on live, whether that's on Instagram, whether that's on TikTok, wherever. And Nas started to say that Crying So Bad doesn't have a car and this and this and that. And then Crying So Bad comes back and proves Nas wrong with certain things. And again, a lot of the videos that I was seeing in hopes to be able to react to and bring it to y'all here, they are gone. So what do you guys think about it? Like the whole situation, it's a messy situation. I feel like I feel like Nas started it, you know, but we can't blame Nas for Cryingsobad's feelings. Nas doesn't have control over Cryingsobad's feelings. And this whole situation could have been avoided. You know, Cryingsobad could have hit up Nas and said, hey, I just seen your TikTok. That's about me. You throwing shade about me. Instead, he decided to stitch the video, which was a direct response. He did not come indirectly. He did not come subliminally and say somebody on here talking about da-da-da. So I do give it up for Cryingsobad for stitching the TikTok and pretty much saying like, why Nas, why we gotta hang it up? You know, he threw a little bit of shade, but that was because he was in his feelings about what Nas had said. Now, once Nas came back and said, I wasn't talking about you, your podcast is good, and then jumped in the DMs and was like, I wasn't talking about you, the podcast is good, I feel like they could have agreed to disagree. You know, Cryingsobad could have said, I still feel like it's shade, but I appreciate you letting me know that it wasn't. We can move on from this. Let whatever be gonna be, you have a great day. But because he already was in his feelings about it, he continued and continued and continued to keep it going. Now again, we all know that drama sells. I've been putting y'all on that for the last couple of reaction videos. So I wouldn't be surprised if Nas will be on Cryingsobad podcast. Let's whine about it. I really wouldn't be surprised if they kept this going just a tad bit longer, collab in the DMs, and just make some money off of it. But then again, if they have not already made that arrangement, Nas from the gram ain't gonna be interested in putting no money in his pocket. He ain't gonna be interested in putting no money in Cryingsobad's pocket, because let's whine about it, we'll put money in Cryingsobad's pocket. It will not put any money in Nas' pocket unless they agree to split the profit. I don't know, y'all. It's a lot of drama going on. This was like unexpected beef. This was unexpected back and forth for them to be going crazy on each other. Wait, there was a very, 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 very crazy TikTok that I seen. I think I saved it to my phone. I'm gonna have to check. Cryingsobad was going in. Cryingsobad was going in. Let me see if I can find it. I can't find it here, but I will insert it after this clip. Y'all don't forget to let me know what y'all think down in the comment section below.
Cryingsobad, I am not jealous of you, okay? You got on live a few weeks ago begging for $1,500 because you was about to get evicted. You don't have a car anymore. I don't know. You said you started a year after me. That doesn't mean anything at all. There's people that started last year, and they got more followers than me. They're more successful than me. I want you to know, Cryingsobad, I'm not jealous of you. I'm not hiding my hands. I've seen you and William the Baddest fight, and you can't fight.
Y'all call that a read? That hoe couldn't read me if she was pregnant with a book. Let me show you how to read. First of all, I didn't say you was jealous of me. I said you was jealous of me and my mother relationship because your mom was on here crying and big and snot flowing out her nose trying to get her son. Cause she missed when you was a his, bitch. I had to come on here and dress a little bit of your speed so you could catch everything. Cause bitch, you dress old fashioned, you can't dress. Let's clock that T. Rule number 1. You dress old fashioned. I got so sick of seeing that Barberry do-rag, bitch. I hope you burnt that up. You can tell your mama didn't give a fuck about you because you almost 30 years old with braces on. Look how she let you ran around with your teeth, bitch, like God just threw them in your mouth. And baby, everybody know that those captions be troll captions when I be on here saying I need this certain amount of money. If you think I need a $1,500 for eviction, do you think I would actually be on live? Bitch, I'll be at work on a job, 9 to 5, working and getting my eviction money because I know how messy you are. I know it's an old-fashioned bitch somewhere just like you watching, just waiting to see me fail. And I said I was banned off social media, meaning my pages got deleted on TikTok and Instagram. Those are facts. You should have enough followers, bitch. You stole half of Ace followers. You stole his personality. And you tried to take his man, but you ended up without him, bitch. You try so hard to shit on people, especially the ones that you call your friends, when in reality, you need to be trying to shit on you and your old self. But this the route that we take when we have hoes like you around us. You mad at anybody that have a motherfucking personality, that smile and laugh and actually be real. And when anybody that actually have any type of joy, because you have none, bitch. You are a stick in the fucking mud. And if you started a podcast, bitch, what would you talk about? Besides how to order from McDonald's. And you talking about a fight with William the Baddest, which was fake. And were playing between me and William the Baddest for views and likes because we both was working with goals. Girl, please go to hell. People that ain't never fight should never speak about fighting, especially when all you do is duck smoke and go play victim and run to live and try to act like you just so innocent. Bitch, please. I tell you one thing, I'll whoop your motherfucking ass. How about that? It's funny how you ran to TikTok to flip it around and said that, to try to act like I said that you was jealous of me when you said I'm not jealous of no bitch, I'm doing better than. What you doing that I ain't doing? You got a car, I got a car. My car's sitting out there right now ready for me to get in. The bitch, you got an apartment, I got an apartment. Let's see. What you got that I ain't got? You probably got a little bit more women clothes than me, a little bit more wigs than me, a little bit more heels than me. Because, bitch, I don't care for stuff like that. But money is money. Pop your peaches, boo, and make your ski. I think the real gag be y'all just be mad because them cash apps actually be coming through. I never asked for it, but if they send it, I'ma spend it.
Woo! How y'all feel about that? If you like videos like this and you want to see more is to come. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share, because right now, King Day is out. Peace. The motherfucking building.
Run it up, was up. Yeah, bitch, go, not know when was up. Run that shit, we had all the show. Say that shit for your camera.